Well, the 8 p.m.er on Fox News, he's trashing Sarah Palin. He's run a old videotape of March 4th when he kept interrupting her, but he says she wouldn't answer his questions. Then he asks Chris Wallace, does the audience understand what I'm doing? In other words, are you people too stupid to understand what a genius he is? So I ask you, are you people too stupid to understand what a genius the 8 p.m.er on Fox is when he keeps interrupting Sarah Palin because she won't answer his decisive reporter-like questions? I wonder if I invite the 8 p.m.er on this program and ask him some questions. Without any script, I can ask whatever I want. I wonder if he'd come on. I wonder if Mr. Tough Guy 8 p.m.er would come on my program and answer some questions I'd like to know about him, if you get my drift. He's just mad because Sarah Palin was on some other shows before his. You're not allowed to do that. No. I expect in about 20 minutes on the 8 p.m.er show we'll have the soft porno segment of his program. Women walking around in underwear or whatever he has. We'll be right back.
The only constitutional lawyer you can see today. For free. No appointment necessary. Just call him at 877-381-3811.
Maybe the 8 p.m.er should treat Sarah Palin with the respect that he shows when he's slobbering during his interviews of Barack Obama. I know he likes to position himself against right-wingers. I guess if he can call us out, we can call him out. This is, let's see here. This is Reuters. Japanese officials, by the way, via the Drudge Report, and by the way, the Drudge Report has excellent coverage of what's going on in Japan. Japanese officials may only have hours to cool reactors that have been disabled by today's massive earthquake and tsunami or face a nuclear meltdown. Tokyo Electric Power Company is racing to cool down the reactor core after a highly unusual station blackout, the total loss of power necessary to keep water circulating through the plant to prevent overheating. I get all that. But the fundamental question that a gentleman who with a background in nuclear engineering and who called this program is not answered in this article. Is there a containment facility, as there was with 3 Mile Island? And I'm going through this article, and I can't find an answer to that. So that's bothering me a lot. It would be nice if the media would actually understand what the hell it's trying to say or what it's saying and give us some answers rather than freak out everybody. If we need to be freaked out, that's fine, but is there a containment facility in place that's functioning? That's the question on the table. You won't get an answer if you search all the news right now. I assume at some point somebody will provide us with that. Dan in Michigan, Sirius Satellite, go.
Yeah, Mark, this is Dave.
I meant Dave, sorry.
Shelby Township, Michigan, north of Detroit. I'm an engineer in the auto industry. What's going on right now?
Let me tell you something. You guys are making damn nice automobiles. I'm serious. There's a lot of good cars produced by a lot of companies, but the American cars, and I've got 2 of them, are, honestly, I got 2 Chevys, among other cars. And they are great cars. I've got the Camaro and the Equinox. Go ahead.
Okay. Diesel fuel. 2011 legislation is mandating the use of urea injected into the emissions of diesel engines to produce water vapor in the exhaust stream.
What? What the hell is this?
Go ahead.
What about the dia part, so you have complete diarrhea?
Yeah, well, Mark, this is pretty serious stuff. I've been on hold with everybody, Rush, Hannity, and now you. I can't get anybody to put this out there every day of the week, and everybody. All
right, they're telling you to put rhea in. What does all that mean?
What it means is there's no poisonous gas coming out of the tailpipe. Now, Ford Motor Company has a Focus in Europe that gets 60 miles to the gallon with diesel, and the United States government will not let them bring it into the United States. Why? You got Volkswagen bringing their cars over here. They got diesel.
Oh, great.
You got some of the cheapest fuel in the world right here in the United States. It's called diesel. Right. It's far less money to produce than it is to produce gasoline.
So you're telling me the Obama administration is intentionally blocking diesel fuels or processes, that is engines, from coming into this country because what?
Before Bush.
I said because what?
I don't know why they're blocking.
Well, listen, you got to have an answer to that big question if you're going to make that charge.
Well,
they're blocking a tech. Well, let me slow you down. How does a government block a technology from coming into this country? I'm just trying to figure this one out.
Well, you know that's pure politics.
No, but I've never heard of it before. It's on the Internet. Somebody can steal it. Somebody can pay for it. Somebody can license a patent. So what are you talking about? Who's blocking what?
Well, I don't know, but I do know that it's...
All right, thank you for your call. You should have been on hold forever with me, too. Enough of the conspiracy crap. If the technology's out there, and you can find it in the U.S. Patent Office or a foreign patent office, which means on your computer, who's blocking what? And why are they blocking it? Well, they're in bed with this one. I don't have time for this crap. No wonder you were on hold forever. Mr. Call Screener, how the hell did that guy get through you? Were you toting? I thought so. All right, here we go. Let's see. Lou, Long Beach, New York, the great WABC. Go.
How are you, the great one? Thank you for taking my call.
Thank you, Lou.
Good. By the way, I got my copy of the of the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution
from Hillsdale.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Thank you for turning me on to that. I really appreciate it. My question is, and I don't want to sound like a heartless SOB, but my question is, how can the insurance companies insure somebody with a pre-existing condition? It's like insuring a car after it crashes, in my opinion. Or if you know you're going to die, you buy insurance the day before. I mean, I thought that insurance companies...
Lou, hang with me. It's even worse. They're not allowed to charge more. So if somebody comes in with a debilitating disease that may go on and on and on, they're not allowed to factor that into their costs, so everybody else is going to pay for it. Oh, and there's one other thing they're doing, Lou. You're not allowed to cap the medical costs. So somebody walks in the door, the day after they find out they have a debilitating disease, you have to accept them. You have to charge them pretty much what you charge everybody else, and you cannot cap the costs. Is that a business model for bankruptcy or not?
Yeah, well, how are they going to stay in business that way?
They're not. That's the point. They're not.
I mean, insurance, as I understand it, is large numbers. You have to insure large numbers and have enough money in that pool so that if somebody needs it, when the loss comes in, you pay it. But if you're going to have a loss every day because you know the person's going to have the loss, how are you going to make money? I don't understand.
You're not. You're not. Basically, the insurance companies have been nationalized. They are quasi-nationalized businesses. And not just through the federal government, but through the states, too. I mean, the biggest problem with insurance is all the interference by the government. Wouldn't it be great if you could go buy a policy pretty much on the cheap that only covers what you want it to cover? And yet you can't do that anymore. If you're a single male and you want to buy an insurance policy that doesn't have, gynecological visits, you can't. You have to actually, not that you're going to have them, you actually have to pay a premium that covers those costs because the state legislature has decided you're going to pay for that too. So this is plunder. This is legislation by tyranny. And then, because we don't deal with members of Congress or state legislators when we're dealing with insurance, we deal with insurance companies, we yell at the insurance company. Hey, they won't cover this. Or, oh, I don't want to pay that premium. Hey, this. We don't ask them, what are all the requirements that you have to face? And by the way, it's not just insurance companies. If you try and open a restaurant, it's murder. If you try and open a dry cleaner, it is murder. If you try and open anything, if you try and do a tire store, or you try and run your own business as a mechanic or a gas station, there's just no end to it. Thank me for your call. I mean, it seems to me, if somebody has I don't even know what it means, a pre-existing condition. You either have a condition or you don't. The time to get insurance is when you don't have a condition or it's not known. That's what insurance is for. Just in case all these other things may happen, I'm going to get insurance. But instead, while most of us do that, there are others among us who want to play roulette. And then when they lose, they want us to cover their bet. I like the way I put that. Okay, let us jump to Zaven in Brooklyn, the great WABC. Go.
What an honor to speak to you, Mr. Levin, and the chance to address your audience.
Thank you.
I want to establish my credentials by just stating that I'm a 20-year police officer, retired. and 30 years in the military in the United States Air Force. And I was
Wow.
a victim of these thugs, these union thugs, for 20 years, where they collected my dues, and they went and they squandered it. I think we need a new strategy. We need to expose these people like Trump and Andy Stein, and mention how much money they make, what are their salaries, and how often they visit the White House, and what their associations are with the White House. And further, I remember as a child, every day on the news they would mention Vietnam, how many casualties, and it turned the people off. Well, the left is so brutal, and I think we need to be just as brutal. Let's expose these people, Mr. Levin. I beg you, please, mention what they do as far as salaries.
All right, Zavin, God bless you and thank you for your service. I will only say that I feel there is time for new union leadership. There are a lot of great men and women in the police force, fire departments, and so forth. Their national leadership does not represent their political views, in my view. It's just like at the NEA and these other big bosses in these big unions. They collect an enormous amount of money, and what do you have to show for it?